Hi class, and welcome to lesson 3. 3 weeks in now, going strong, although I'm sure you were going strong after the first week. And before you kind of question like, whoa, Brother Dixon, you're wearing the same thing you wore last week. Let me tell you a little bit about my process. I typically try and make either 2 or 3 of these videos in a week. Just because I go through all the course material in that time frame, and it's a little more time efficient for me. So rather than making a new video each and every week, I'll sit down, I'll make all my notes, I'll make notes for like 2 or 3 weeks on lessons of what I want to say in these videos, and then the next week I'll kind of shoot all those videos. And so then while those videos are kind of rolling out over the next few weeks, then I'm getting a few weeks ahead of that. So that's just kind of what little thing that I do, so don't be too alarmed. Yes, I know I wore this shirt in my video from last week, but it's because I do shoot them at the same time, and while I guess I could change my shirt, I don't feel like doing that. Alright, let's get into it. Lesson 3. So we're going to continue our resume this week. Last week you did the first half of it, this week you're going to do the second half of it. This week you're going to really put your experience and your education in there. Now, depending on where you're at in your career, and some of you are just starting out, or some of you haven't, education-wise, maybe Pathways is kind of one of the first formal post-education after high school, or after, your standard schooling experience is, and so maybe you don't have a whole lot on the education, and that's okay. That's why you're in Pathway now, is to gain some of that education experience, and hopefully you go on to enroll in BYU Idaho and get a bachelor's degree, and then further on in that if you so please. But just put on there what you have right now, the main thing is really your experience. I talked to that a little bit last week, that where as a hiring manager myself, I hire quite a few people all the time. I probably have about anywhere from 79 to 90 people that work under me. I don't hire all of them directly. I have some supervisors and stuff that do a lot of it, but I do get involved. Usually they like me to at least interview with most of the people that they're hiring, just to kind of get to know them. So I will say, like, the resume is a huge thing in that process. It's kind of that's kind of what I go off of. I pull that up when I interview with them and kind of make notes on it. So really make sure that you're highlighting your experience. And I mentioned last week that experience should be geared around the job, right? So if you're applying for a job, to work at a bank, I don't know if I would necessarily tell them, hey, I used to, I don't know, mow lawns or something. If you need to, you can. It shows that you had a job, but just try and pick things that are a little more relevant to the job. So I'm excited to see those and kind of grade those and give you guys some feedback there. Talking about feedback, one of the assignments from this week is to go back to week 1 and see where I have left some feedback. So I don't know if you know this, but each week when I grade your papers, I can leave a little comment on them. If you have this notification turned on in Canvas, you'll probably get a little alert that says, hey, Brother Dixon left feedback, or left a comment on an assignment, and you can go see it. I just kind of wanted to give you a couple little rules of thumb that I do for feedback. I try and give you feedback on at least one assignment each week, whether that's good or bad or in between feedback. If it's good, if I look at your assignment and everything looks good and you followed the rubric and all that, I might try and highlight something that you did really well, but I also might just leave a comment like, great job, it looks great. And that's kind of just letting you know, hey, good job, you did everything that was required of you. My one rule of thumb that I definitely always do, though, is if I ever take points away, I will definitely leave you a comment as to why I took points away. So, if I thought, the formatting could have been a little bit better on your resume, or, I don't know, just that's just one kind of quick thing that I could think of off the top of my head. So I will always leave you a note, though, if for some reason I take points away. So that's that. Looking at math this week, we're going to be looking at, it's kind of another week of review, but it's the second half of PC 101, and if you remember, that's when it kind of got a little more difficult. That's when we started doing some algebra working with solving for X. And so that's what this week's going to be in our math. Another review week, but kind of the more difficult stuff. So if you kind of struggle towards the end of PC 101 with the math, give yourself some extra time this week to get through the review. Okay, and as always, let me know if you need help. Math is my background. I would say that's my strongest suite, although I do really enjoy the professional skills portion of this course. A little kind of looking forward into the future. In week 4, there's going to be an assignment that focuses on networking. Okay, so again, this is week 4. Next week, if you want to tune this out now, you can go ahead, but there is one pointer I need to mention so that you're prepared for next week. In week 4, and we'll talk more about this next week, but you're either going to create or improve a LinkedIn profile, or you'll have to interview somebody about their job. So you're going to have to do a LinkedIn profile or interview. So that's what this heads up is for. If you want to go the LinkedIn route, just wait till next week. If you want to do the interview route, it's probably a good job. The reason I'm telling you this week is so that if you need some time to find someone to interview and get that set up before next week, then I want to give you kind of that advanced notice. You would be interviewing someone that's maybe in a field that you're interested in, that you would like to go into in the future. That's the kind of person you're looking to interview. Or, I don't know, just somebody maybe you look up to that's done well, and you just are like, gosh, I just would like to talk with them and learn more from them. So that's a little heads up. If you want to go that route, instead of creating a LinkedIn profile, you're welcome to do that during week 4, but probably start searching for who you want to interview now, so that way you're ready for week 4. All right, well, that's all I got for you this week. Good luck out there. These videos are coming down a little bit in time, but my goal is to get it under 5 minutes, and I'll get there, okay? All right, have a good week. We'll see you next week.